Bella admits that she's the non-specific victim, and Emmett demands to know who to kill and how he should do it. After some intensely pointless bantering, Emmett finally concedes that if Bella doesn't want to reveal how she became a victim, she doesn't have to, and he calms down.
Ah, he wanted to take care of me. He was such a teddy bear.
Oh, he wants to kill my rapist. What a sweetheart. Bella hugs Emmett, but his super strength hurts her skinny pregnantness, so she has to go to the doctor.
Hospital. I'm pretty sure Emmett's hugs can't kill a baby, but I don't know for sure, which is the reason why I'm taking you to Carlisle, my dad, said Alice, driving around 10 miles per hour faster than the speed limit. I swallowed and placed my hand on my still nearly flat stomach.
I think the baby's hurt because of how skinny you are, not because a football player hugged you. Anyway, Bella and Alice have a pointless conversation about how Edward and Alice were adopted. It's very long and very stupid, and it probably goes against canon, but I couldn't finish Twilight, so I really wouldn't know.
I was different. I had been in an orphanage all my life and hated it. I ran away when I was 13. I was doing great on my own, but I saw Edward and Emmett one day. They were having so much fun, so I went up to them and joined them. Later that day, when it got dark, Izumi was ready to take the boys home. She asked me where my mom was and I pointed upwards. She asked me where my dad was and again I pointed upwards. She asked me whom I was staying with and this time I said I was on my own. She said not anymore and took me in.
Oh, it's all so pointless.
Izumi had a friend who lived in Phoenix, and that's where Rose and Jasper came in. When Edward and I were 15 and Emmett 16, Izumi decided it was time to visit her friend. I fell in love with Jasper immediately, though I've never told him that. Anyway, so Jasper and Rose lived with their mother when Jasper and I started our long-distance relationship. He is a year older than I am, which made Emmett really protective. One time when we were visiting, their mother had a stroke and died an hour later. She left a will, which stated she gave everything to her children and her children to Izumi. They kept their last names so that it would okay for me, Jasper, to date publicly. Emmett and Rose fell in love when she moved here. He fell in love with her when he saw her fix a car. Alice laughed then and I started to laugh too.
Nobody cares. And it's really creepy that all of these adopted siblings are dating each other. I know that they're not bound by blood or anything, but they were all raised as siblings. You wouldn't date your biological brother. Would you date your adopted one? I certainly hope not. Anyway, after this intensely pointless smattering of dialogue, Bella is examined by Edward's dad, Carlisle. The examination involves taking a blood sample and leaving the room. Then Alice tells Bella something truly shocking.
I forgot to tell you, you know Rose, said Alice. I nodded. Izumi tried to hook her up with Edward. My eyes went wide. He turned her down, said Alice. How in the world was I supposed to compete with Rose?
He raped me, though. Doesn't that mean he loves me most? You know, the fact that she is willing to compete with another woman for her rapist's affections is just... I mean, there are no words. There are just no words to express how repulsed and disgusted I am right now. I need a shower. I'll be right back. And I'm back. So, Carlisle determines that the baby's completely healthy, even though he never actually examines Bella or the baby. Bella and Alice leave the hospital and chatter about Edward and Rosalie and whether or not Edward loves her. That's when Alice drops another bombshell on Bella.
He says that you were the most beautiful thing he had ever seen and he just had to have you with your permission or not, she said in all seriousness.
What the fuck? No, seriously, what the fuck? That's not how rape works. You don't just get uncontrollably horny and decide that you need to rape the first pretty thing you see. It's just... No. I refuse to accept this. Listen, author. Rape is committed by sick individuals who enjoy hurting others, not by romantic vampires who are overcome with the beauty of their victims and just can't control themselves. In a nutshell, the author is blaming Bella because if she wasn't so damn beautiful, none of this would have happened. The story is just... I need another shower. I need another shower to wash this filth and stupidity off. I'll be back. Well, I'm back again. Bella confronts Edward. At first, she's angry. Not because he raped her, but because she lied about it. You see, he told Bella that he raped her because he was drunk and didn't know what he was doing, and being a complete moron, Bella was okay with this. But now that the terrible truth has come out, and Bella knows that Edward raped her on purpose, well, she's very upset with him.
Bella, I was drunk. I just remember what I thought that moment. He said, looking at me. Pureness was in his eyes.
I swear on all that's holy, if she forgives him...
I'm sorry, I just don't believe you, I said as I walked away from him.
A realistic reaction? Oh, well, thank God. A few days later, a heartbroken Edward disappears. It turns out he has an ex-girlfriend named Tanya living in Alaska, and he's going to visit her. I doubt that Tanya is part of the Twilight canon, but right now canon defilement is the least of this author's crimes against fiction. Bella talks with Rosalie and Alice about her rape baby.
I don't know yet. I want to keep it, but it's a child that's not conceived out of love but rape, so I really don't know, I whispered back. Yeah, are you going to give Edward a say? It is his child too, Rose whispered.
Yeah, Bella, don't be so selfish. You need to take the rapist who got you pregnant into consideration. He should totally decide what to do with the baby. Fuck! I just cannot get over how offensive this story is. The worst part is that the author isn't even trying to be offensive. She thinks that this is a love story. Yes, a love story. Full of rape. Anyway, Emmett overhears this and decides that he's just gotta go kill that rapist Edward. Two baddies in Alaska. Oh wait, there's some nonsense about him coming home for the weekend or something like that. So we went to Alaska to be with this Tanya person, but then he came back for... what reason, author? For what reason? I don't know. I don't care. There's some blah blah about how Edward is sorry for raping Bella, but she slaps him and makes him continue to beg for her forgiveness. He keeps apologizing and she keeps refusing to forgive him. Well, Edward finally admits to Bella that he's a vampire, even though we've seen him eating and drinking people food throughout the entire story, which real vampires can't do. Even the Stephenie Meyer vampires can't eat people food, and they sparkle. Bella almost instantly believes Edward when he tells her about the vampirism.
No, I'm not human, he said truthfully. My hand immediately went to my stomach. Something was growing inside me and it wasn't human. I swallowed.
She's so fucking gullible. Edward takes Bella to the nearby woods and she follows him even though the last time he dragged her to a secluded place he raped her. He demonstrates his vampire powers of running around the forest and offers some half-assed explanation as to why vampires can suddenly consume alcohol.
I'm so sorry, Emmett, he dared me, said alcohol couldn't damage me since I have no blood. But it attacked the deer's blood that I had drank a few hours earlier, which is why no one believed me, he said. That's
Probably the least plausible explanation in the universe, but it's also probably the least offensive sentence in this whole story, so I'll go with it.
I thought you should know, he said, removing his hand. I grabbed it before it moved an inch away and pulled it to my side. Last time your hand was there you were raping me. I started before he cut me off. I am so sorry, he started. I cut him off this time. Let me finish, I said. He nodded. And now when your hand is there when I want you to make love to me, I said, looking up into his eyes. At my words I seemed to do a little jump of joy. He turned his head.
Wait a minute. What? She wants her rapist to make love to her? Well, this is... I mean... It's... I don't... Once again, there are not enough words in the English language to describe how wrong this is. And I need another shower.